Judy the YouTube Lawyer here with a short video explaining why, based on publicly available information, Harvey Adelson is not going to be arrested. This is just my honest opinion based on what information I have gathered up through today. In the investigative file, there was a statement about one of Harvey's former longtime friends, identified as Clark, who had talked to Charlie about not doing his work in dental school. Charlie allegedly accused Clark of sexually harassing him. Harvey saw Clark later and got in his face, as if to start a fight, and yelled, "Nobody messes with my kids." This alleged incident would not be admissible, because it would be seen as a prior bad act that has nothing to do with whether someone would be likely to commit murder or conspire to murder. The same goes with the civil lawsuit filed against Donna and Harvey by their first criminal defense attorney, who alleged that they tried to get away with not paying him. Please see my previous livestream and shorter video featuring experienced prosecutor Cyril Yu, where he explained the admissibility of other bad acts alleged to have been committed by a defendant. Supposedly, Harvey Adelson was also to pitch in on the $1 million offer to Dan Markel to allow Wendi to move away with the 2 children. However, this was a statement written by Donna Adelson in an email to Wendi, so it is unknown if Harvey was really in on it. This information would not be useful in prosecuting Harvey Adelson. Dan's mother, Ruth Markel, mentioned in her book, The Unveiling, that Harvey was very quiet and sat alone by himself at Wendi's house after Dan's memorial service. He seemed withdrawn and did not react when friends summoned him over. Dan's friends told the police that Harvey would not talk to them and seemed to be avoiding them at Dan's memorial service. The wife was also a dentist and had previously had nice conversations with Harvey in the past, so she thought it was strange that Harvey wouldn't talk to her. They said Wendi's parents hated Danny and that they believed it was either the parents or one of the crazy women Dan had briefly dated who should be suspects. Dan's friend told the police that Harvey seemed odd and wouldn't look her in the eyes when she showed up at Wendi's house after Dan had died. None of these suspicions of odd behavior would prove that Harvey was part of a murder conspiracy. It could easily be argued and believed that Harvey was feeling disturbed and shocked that Dan had been murdered. There is also the possibility that he could have been told after Dan was killed that his other family members had done the deed, so he was disturbed by that revelation. In Katie's probable cause affidavit, it is stated that Harvey and Donna did not speak with investigators, instead driving off from Tallahassee with Wendi and the boys the Monday after Dan Markel was shot. This would not help prove Harvey's involvement in the murder conspiracy because, as any lawyer would advise, in the United States, no one is legally obligated to speak with the police. In fact, as attorney Seth Blum explained on a previous livestream on this channel, attorneys would tell potential suspects not to speak with law enforcement alone. The probable cause affidavit to arrest Catherine Magbanua mentioned a call from Sigfredo Garcia to Harvey's cell phone and a call from Katie to Harvey's cell phone on July 1, 2014. However, the calls were very short and went to voicemail. It does not appear that Harvey actually answered and spoke to either of them. Katie claimed that Sigfredo thought he was calling Charlie. It is odd that either of them would have Harvey's cell phone number though. On the other hand, Donna could have been using Harvey's cell phone then, and there was no actual conversation indicated between Harvey and Sigfredo or Katie on July 1st. After Dan was murdered, Donna Adelson signed numerous checks to Katie Magbanua from the Adelson Institute checking account, yet Katie did not actually work there, contrary to some old media reports. Charlie was the owner of the Institute part of the time, and then ownership was allegedly transferred back to Harvey sometime in 2015. This would not be conclusive evidence against Harvey because it appears that Donna was the office manager and his spouse, who was in control of the finances. Harvey could easily claim ignorance of what Donna had done. In January 2016, a Lexus titled in Harvey Adelson's name, that Charlie sometimes drove, was transferred to Catherine Magbanua. The state alleged that the value of the vehicle was about $6,000, but the DMV record said that the seller received $1,700 for it. Investigators saw no indication of $1,700 being withdrawn from Katie to pay for it. This information is also not indicative of someone conspiring to murder, because people sell or give cars to others all the time. Charlie could have told his father his friend Katie needed a deal on the old car. After the bump in April 2016, Charlie tells Katie his dad is going to freak out when he hears about it. That could mean Harvey didn't know about the bump, or he did not have anything to do with plotting Dan's murder. Remember, just knowing a murder is likely to happen and doing nothing is not a crime, except in very limited circumstances. Such as a psychiatrist being told by a patient that he's going to kill someone. Harvey supposedly did not go into work the day after the bump, but it could have been for any number of reasons. According to Katie's probable cause affidavit, on April 25th, Charlie was heard on wiretap telling Katie that he was talking to his parents about everything and they wanted her to meet with them at their condo, which Katie did not do. When Charlie and Harvey were recorded talking at the Matsuri restaurant, Harvey said he was surprised they didn't come to him first, and that's what Katie agreed. While it does seem very odd and suspicious that he was speaking so nonchalantly with Charlie, this is not enough evidence that Harvey was actively involved in plotting Dan Markel's murder. On May 5, 2016, Harvey is observed by law enforcement huddling with Charlie and Donna near their pool area, but their conversation was not captured. Personally, I think Harvey Adelson was involved in the murder of his former son-in-law, Dan Markel, due to how closely knit the family was, how much they hated Dan, and how they seemed to share and know the details of everyone's lives, including finances, what they were eating and buying, and how Wendi's relationship was going, among other things. However, a belief or suspicion is not enough to support a conviction of a crime. Even though I am not a prosecutor, it is clear that due to the high burden of proof required in criminal cases, Harvey Adelson will not be arrested, based on the publicly available information about him. This opinion is obviously subject to change as more information is publicly revealed. If there is anything I missed, please drop a comment. Let me know if you enjoyed this artificially generated reading. Thank you for watching, and for your support of this channel.